freezing mix of rain and snow moved into northern Kentucky overnight on January 27, 2009, blanketing the state in a layer of ice. Western counties were hit the hardest, with reports of ice 1 to 2 inches thick. Power outages were widespread, leaving a record-breaking number of people without electricity. Communication by phone was all but impossible. Fallen trees, broken limbs, and downed utility lines damaged property and blocked roads. Shelters were open throughout the state as freezing temperatures and icy conditions persisted. Kentucky was in a state of emergency. Homes and businesses across the state were without power, including 90% of southwestern Kentucky, causing disruptions to infrastructure systems throughout the Commonwealth. Electric cooperatives experienced extensive damage to their systems, some of which went down entirely. Wintry conditions, obstructed access, and the sheer number of felled power lines made repairs difficult. Utility officials warned that it would take weeks for electricity to be restored in some locations. Fuel for transportation and generators was hard to come by. Pumps were down due to lack of electricity. Gas stations that were in operation supplied gasoline to emergency vehicles but limited supply to the public. Water service was a critical concern as many people across Kentucky were either without water or under a boil water advisory. Power failures at water treatment plants and pump stations caused loss of water service. Burst pipes from freezing or pressure shocks in the system cut off water supply within the region. Fallen trees and downed power lines blocked roads and caused a major travel hazard. Emergency response and utility repair vehicles were hindered by road obstructions and icy conditions. Communication throughout the state was difficult. Heavy ice downed phone lines. Power outages caused cell tower failures, resulting in spotty cell phone service. Radio communication was also limited by deficiencies in coverage and backup power for broadcast antennas and repeaters. Emergency plans had counted on reliable communication services, making response more difficult. In addition to direct infrastructure impacts, the ice storm affected communities' social and economic systems. Electric power outages disrupted financial systems, rendering banks inoperable, ATMs out of service, and credit cards useless for purchasing goods. Healthcare systems were also affected. Hospitals, clinics, and care facilities required backup for electric, water, transportation, and medical supply systems to maintain operations. Road conditions made it difficult for critical healthcare employees to get to work. Kentucky's elderly population was particularly affected by loss of electricity needed to run personal oxygen systems. School closures were prolonged by loss of power and use as emergency shelters, affecting parents' ability to return to work due to child care needs. The 2009 Kentucky ice storm is a powerful example of the important role infrastructure systems play in their community and region. It also demonstrates how disruptions within one infrastructure system can ripple through others. The ice storm caused minimal direct damage to healthcare facilities, communications networks, and water systems, but power failures and impassable roads led to significant complications for each. Throughout this tool, we'll discuss how dependencies can impact critical infrastructure systems, how they can be identified and incorporated into planning activities at the local and regional level, and what can be done to enhance their resilience to disruptions.